This is Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville, the third entry in the Garden Warfare series, dropping the Garden Warfare portion. So yeah, this is kind of a very interesting game. I quite liked it, but obviously I know that the content wasn't quite up to the scope of the second one, and it doesn't seem like they're really supporting it too much with new content afterwards. I've heard they've canceled production on further stuff, so it's a little disappointing in that regard, but it does offer lots of customization, and I still think it's a pretty fun game to play. So this is kind of like the core town area. There's a town center area where you can do like weird mission things and stuff like that, and then this is like a battle zone. Over there is the zombie side, so I could switch and be on the zombies, but we're going to jump into the multiplayer because that's kind of the fun thing of it. So there's private play if you want to play with your own private lobbies, whatever. Then there's garden and graveyard ops, so that's like a PvE thing where you're cooperatively working together to kill AI and stuff. And there's Vanquish, which is like deathmatch, turf takeover, and some like weekly events they do. So we're gonna do turf takeover and jump into the experience. So this is what I consider to basically be Battlefield for kids. It's to get the younger audience kind of ready to play Battlefield when they're older, indoctrinating them in, as I like to say. But yeah, it actually is a lot of fun. I really love this series. The first one was my primary one that I played. I spent so many hours, just kind of doing the multiplayer on it. I think I got like most of the achievements too, and it was an absolute blast. I was really genuinely shocked that they put together such a clean and well done experience. I had so much fun on it. It was really competitive, and then they kind of expanded the scope with the second one. And then this one, they added some new stuff and some different modes and changed things up again, but it kind of didn't really hit the mark of the second entry in the series. Still good though, still a lot of fun. So what we're getting here on Series X is inheriting its Xbox One X enhancements. So that's kind of like a dynamic 4K, so we actually should be getting native 4K most of the time on this one due to the scaling at 60 FPS with HDR support. So it looks really good. Like visually, it's kind of incredible that they're able to have this animated type feel while at the same time also having like incredibly realistic looking models. I think that's very impressive. So there's a bunch of different character options, and while not quite as expansive again as the second one, there's a lot of different classes to play as, and they have different abilities and things you can do. And obviously, it's kind of lively. There's people playing it. So there's a lot of fun, and you're just kind of going around, in this particular mode, completing objectives, progressing the kind of position. You're sort of fighting along. I like to compare it a little bit to Rush from Battlefield, if you're not familiar with that, where you're typically, well, not to the same extent, but you are progressively pushing through objectives and getting stuff done in order to reach the end of it. You've got like certain time limits and everything like that. Depending on your side, like there's people playing as the zombies, we're playing as the plants. You can also spawn like minions to kind of help out. So these are pretty big levels with lots of conflict going on here, as you can see. So the game's got a lot of different challenge options to it, and a lot of different ways to kind of, again, customize your character, which I mentioned beforehand. Different parts of your character and that. And yeah, I haven't really spent too much time doing that, because, again, I played a lot of the earlier ones, so I was like, it doesn't matter as much nowadays. But anyways, kind of a fun game, different for sure. Oh no. I could hover. Hovering is so funny to me. I think they've really done a fantastic job in regards to offering something that feels really competitive and shooterish, but yet is, really appropriate for the younger audience. I think that's the big thing that a lot of people overlook with this series, is the fact that, oh geez, that guy got me by surprise. There aren't a whole lot of shooter games that necessarily fully cater for that younger audience. Like, this is something any type of age could play, because, it's plants and zombies, they're shooting like garden stuff. It's a friendly game. I think it'd really be good for, kind of parents to also play a shooter with their kids if they wanted to. Because again, totally appropriate. Like, it's not really violent or anything, it's zany, it's silly, it's fun. It's got weird action. There's elements where you can work together, which is what the PvE is. So you can battle the waves of enemies. There's the PvE if you guys want to go and shoot at other foes and stuff. You want to party up with others. Like, look at this. This looks so cool. All these little plants and that moving onwards. I'm sure there's a lot of people having a really lovely time with this one. And, you know, obviously you can have your complaints and everything too, which is totally fine. But I still think this one is a really good adventure and a nice option that really takes advantage of the modern, well, as modern as it gets in the series hardware and that. Which kind of makes me wonder what the other ones look like now. I'm really intrigued to go back to those. I've been having a good time here. And then the reviving system, so you know your plants and stuff could live on if somebody's there to give you a hand. Neat abilities, good variations, lots of particle effects. It's impressive looking. Like, I mean, this looks really cool. At least I think so. And I have so much fun with the series. Blasting things, working together, dealing with the balance of the characters, and I don't know, trying to push onwards. It's definitely a weird series, I think is the big thing. Like, it is super bizarre. Like, I don't think there are many out there that are quite like this. And I think the seasonal events still kind of kick on too, even though I said development-wise it wasn't really pushing forward, at least from what I had heard last, which again is a shame, because it's a series that I think is kind of important. It fills an important role. And I think maybe they should have went for more of a long-term kind of goal with it instead of doing a few different releases, because that seems to be like what a lot of shooters nowadays do, is you know, kind of have the one and then they just keep updating it over time. I think that would have been more beneficial. But at the same time, this did produce like a very detailed world. Like, I mean, like the visuals look really cool, and you go to the different maps and they've got like very different designs. Oh, this is the AI element, so we can like because that's a little spot there, they can spawn a little minion thing. It can come and help out. It looks like that person's kind of taking them all. See if there's any others. And then you've got like a collection of, you know, options that you can kind of spawn in that, and yeah, it's pretty intense. Like, look at the intensity here. Like, what's going on? Oh yeah, here we go. So we can do different ones. It used to be all like card based and stuff. So we'll do Dandelion because they're kind of cool. And then we've got a little friend, and they're gonna go do their thing and try to help out. Oh, it's so adorable. That's one big part of this game that I love, is everything is just really adorable. That's the big part of this experience. It's kind of lovely, it's kind of charming. This is like, I think we're in the end game portion of this where you gotta destroy a drill section. Down you go, drill. Oh, I'm getting rained on from above. That's tragic. And then you got these like weird, hilarious little pictures and stuff, and it's just great. Like, it's amazing to see how this series has evolved over the years, because I remember this coming out early on in the gen. I think I checked it out, the first one, Garden Warfare, at E3 at like a Microsoft party that I was not necessarily supposed to get. I think I was a little too young at that point to do that in the US, because the US is a little bit different when ages are you know, associated for whatever reason. Anyways, past that, it was cool because I got to go in there. I guess the main area was fine. I couldn't go into the cool Halo area, though. That was a little disheartening that night for sure, because I wanted to get footage of Halo 5. So that must have been like E3 2015? Anyways, I was sitting there, we were playing. It was just pretty cool, you know, seeing the game in action, and I was like, because, you know, regularly on the show floor, you don't really have time to see that kind of thing. Or what was it, EA Play was its thing? I don't know. Anyway, so this is how I played it. It was fun co-op time. I was like, oh, this is really awesome. I can't wait for this. It was like one of my surprise hits of the show, I guess you could say. And yet it was completely hidden in this area. They had like a cool Lara Croft Tomb Raider ice thing that was like melting and had drink stuff coming from it. That was cool. That was really memorable. I'm totally getting off topic here because, you know, we're just kind of thinking back to like the earlier releases, because this is a series that I have actually like a bit of a long history with at this point, I guess you could say, just in terms of like what I've seen and played of it over the years. I just think it's such a fun series with interesting adventures, whether you're playing, you know, in this competitive area or doing more of like, I guess you could say the cooperative stuff or the regular story stuff. And it really did start off as just this thing that was like a straight up multiplayer game with a good selection of maps, and I think they really did blow it up into this bigger thing, and hopefully we get to see more of it. I do really want to someday to see like a next-gen effort from this series, because I think it has that potential to really do a lot more. There you are, buddy. Get in there and battle. Regrowing plants, having a good time. Just trying to get this drill destroyed. I've put in a lot of damage, I think, right? You know, I'm definitely being a big team player here. Whoa! But I hope you're also understanding a little bit of how the gameplay works. Like, you know, you're either the zombies, the plants, they've all got their different players, and some of their characters kind of like balance each other out depending on what you have. I personally think the plants have the better side. I usually just play as the generic additional, like standard troop here, you could see, with the green, green kind of plant. But of course, I do also really love the sunflower. I find it just absolutely dopey and charming. Right from the first game where I had like this magical wizard's hat, I thought it was just absolutely so cute and adorable seeing the wizard sunflower, and it's like huzzah, and it's so dopey. Like the sunflowers are like the dopiest character because they're just like woo, and everything's like kind of dangling all their like plant stuff on them. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of humorous, at least I think so. It's pretty funny, and it's just like it's very interesting again to see this like progression over the years, and to see this high level of detail, because it really is, you know, quite graphically impressive. Like when you're looking at all the small details in the environment, it looks very, very realistic. Well, again, retaining that arcade style that I think really, well, arcade, or cartoony-esque style that I think made it look so unique and so different and helped it stand out all those years ago. It's just kind of a neat sense of maturity, while still at the same time being something that is perfect for that younger audience that wants to get in and play a fun shooter, and where you can just leave them on it and don't feel like, if you're a parent that's like worried about that, because I'm trying to think of that perspective, right? We won. You can just kind of leave it, and it's totally cool. Like, it's completely appropriate. It's just fun little plants and weird zombie creatures kind of going at it, and it's not like they're hardcore zombies. They're, again, quirky, weird-looking zombies that we've seen throughout the thing, and they're wearing funny costumes, and it's not too serious. Oh, look, they're jumping around. I should have been there for the end game. A little disappointed. But there we go. We absolutely dominated there, so that was fantastic. And I think we'll jump into another match. Here we go for an intense venture onto this island. Seeing a little bit of the opening. So here's the zombies roster, so obviously we switch sides. You know, they did add like a good amount of characters. I think this has like a pretty fair roster of options, doesn't it? And we've got to prepare for the match to start and rush to the starting point. That's what I'm talking about. And prepare for the onslaught. Yeah, I'm pretty hyped actually to get going into this one right from the beginning. Is everybody else kind of going? I feel like, you know, not everybody's like really pushing there. Guess we could kind of, whoa, what is that thing? That's funny. So we got this earlier meeting part. It looks like this is one of those things where we're pushing the objective kind of back and forth, or preventing them from pushing it, I guess. Oh wow, we got absolutely dominated. Oh, then again, PvZ2 had a large roster of characters. Complete class guide. I'm trying to also make sure I'm accurate here with the discussions, because I just remember the big kind of talk being that there wasn't a lot of characters, but we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And they've got, maybe there's characters that we're missing, I don't know. Seems like we've actually got a little bit more here or something, I have no idea. Just kind of going off what people have been saying since the release. Anyways, I think it's got a respectable amount of content. That's mostly what I want to get across, is I think it's alright. I'm sure not everyone's expectations were fully met, but at the same time, it's still a fun game. Wow, they really pushed that through in like no time at all. The plants are just absolutely just dashing towards us. That is a cool looking plant there. That's really fancy. We've got to defend the store machine on this tropical paradise. Dr. Zombos. It shall be done. I love the sock foot. That kind of gets me. Oh, we're not able to get past there. We've got to kind of wait now. Oh, Down you go. Ugh! It's not easy being a zombie. That is one cool looking creature. Wow. That is seriously fancy. Oh, I got a bad feeling about this. Losing health like crazy. There are a lot of enemies. Oh, I got the kernel corn. Nice. Take out that dandelion. Maybe get a little bit of high ground. You know, because we're all about the high ground. He says lots of bad plants. Healing each other up. That's not good. With a sunflower going around there, healing things. Definitely don't like that. Okay, let's get into the action again. Yeah, I love the weathering effects too. There's nice little dampness and stuff. It's quite graphically impressive. Like it really truly is. I think they did an excellent job. Wow. These cool characters and stuff. Down we go. I don't know how well we're holding though. They seem to be pushing pretty aggressively. Oh, I got knocked off my feet. Oh, that is cool looking. That's like a fish thing there. Absolutely nuts. Back into the battle for the Neighborville. Oh, this is so cool looking. It also looks like there's a little bit of day changing too in this one, like lighting wise, which is kind of neat. So just a nice little effect. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't be noticed up here. I am a goat. I am now not a goat. I was goated. That thing looks super cool too. Wow, the plants have it like just made over there with the cool characters they've got. I don't know how well we're doing on actually defending this post here. It seems like the team is definitely falling apart, which is not good. I'm losing health like crazy. See if we can revive this guy. Oh, he didn't want to respawn? Some assists on there. Maybe take out some Colonel Cohen. Yeah, I definitely remember killing a lot of plants and zombies over my years. It's gotta be smart and tactical. It can get really competitive too, which is kind of hilarious. That ball is crazy. Ow. Yep, they figured out where I was. See, they can really hit you down fast. I think he's got like a specialty shotgun. Well, that's our guy, isn't it? I don't know. It's just nuts. It's absolute insanity. And carnage. And plant zombie loss. I don't know. And then I love how there's just these like calm, majestic waves in the backdrop as we're fighting for this island. It seems like we're sort of getting absolutely bulldozed this time. Oh, that looks so cool, that corn guy. He's got his arms like waving around. He's just having a good time. So now we've got to defend this position. Looks like they're pushing ever onwards towards where we are. Which is not good. Not good at all. Wow, I didn't even stand a chance there. That looks cool too. I have not spent like any time putting effort into my customization in this one. And I think it's a shame because others have made like some super cool setups. Like their characters are nuts. Can't even tell what's going on. Just want my health to get up, but let's see if we get a little bit of high ground. No, I'm goat. I am not goat, though. That's like Goat Simulator. There goes that guy. Yeah, I find trying to get the high ground actually helps a little bit, but not always. Stupid goat thing. It's kind of annoying. I feel like you're not going to do a lot of damage as a goat. I thought that would hurt the blue guy a little bit. Not a whole lot of splash damage in this one, quite honestly. Oh, our team is falling apart. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. We are getting mobbed from multiple sides. Our venture into the Neighborville is not going well. I guess we're trying to hold off the plants. They are aggressively making their mark here. Oh, that guy looks really neat too. It's like a zombie McFly, am I right? Get into the battle, guys. No standing around. They are totally taking this position. And there's like nothing we can do to stop it at all. Yep, they've got us absolutely out-vanquished. Cool gates. I'm 0-3 to that guy. That's great too. Now they're heading for the Storm Machine's control room. Don't inevitably let me down. I don't think we're gonna hold this very long here. I gotta say. Don't have a high confidence in our team's ability. Let's see how far back we can actually go. They're coming. And I am dying. Why is there dirt when I'm coming up through the glass floor? Well, it doesn't matter. Hopefully we can actually get back into the battle here, because we are getting pulverized and the storm is picking up. Oh jeez, this is absolute mayhem and carnage on all sides. At least take out some of these side plants. Oh, that was a direct hit. Nice. You got like a targeting thing on me? That's weird. And then like a vortex of death thing. Oh, he's behind me. Those ninja things are crazy. They just like sneak up on you, don't even see what's happening. Wish I was spawning a little bit closer. I'm just like blown away by the detail though. Every little area is like so detailed. They are really pushing us back. I don't think we're going to be able to defend the master switch very well. There we go, I got that guy. Well, looks like we're pushing it back a little bit. See if we can kill that cactus. Oh, cactus got me. It's a deadly cactus. I seem to have killed a few times. That's good. Although I think they've got the win here. Definitely don't have high hopes for this team. We've fallen apart entirely. Is that like a parachuting? Yeah, I always felt that that thing was a little overpowered. The Fung Fu. Hilarious, but yeah. So they should be winning any moment. No escape. Do we die or lose? I think we lost. Uh-oh. Little loading flower. Oh, ending sequences are fun. But where did we go? Oh.